Hey guys, welcome back to CLOWNFISH TV. This is Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's like Christmas in reverse today. Today is in reverse. It's like getting a lump of coal if you're a
What's
She-Ra
that
fan.
Christmas in reverse?
It is the day that She-Ra and the Princesses of Power drops on Netflix. We've been following the development of this series for a couple months now, and again, being He-Man and Masters of the Universe fans and She-Ra fans, not terribly excited by what we've seen, but we have seen the first 2 episodes this morning. Now we're going to try to work our way through the show over the next couple days. We do not have time to binge watch. Like, I don't understand how
I don't think I can sit through a binge watch.
I don't think I could either. I don't know how anybody can binge watch anything. Like, we have a job and all that, so we have to do that. But we have thoughts. We have thoughts on the first 2 episodes.
Well, first of all, if you're going to listen to this, you probably want to turn it off if you don't want spoilers.
Yeah, this is a spoiler-filled review / rant / observation about new She-Ra.
Yeah, it's something. It's something. Now, it's only 2 episodes in, but everybody keeps saying, oh, it's really slow in the beginning. It picks up. God, I hope so. I don't even know where to start.
Okay, it is exactly what we thought it would be, which is it's She-Ra for Tumblr by Tumblr. Most of the creators, the showrunner herself included.
No, I love it. Produced by Noelle Stevenson, written by, story by Noelle Stevenson, written by Noelle Stevenson.
Yeah, it came from Tumblr. I mean, most of the character designers, everybody came from Tumblr, as far as I'm aware, and it is absolutely like watching a Tumblr comic.
She-Ra has
on
the same,
TV.
Or Dora has the same haircut as Noelle Stevenson.
Yeah, it's not good. It's, I mean, it's not just that it's not She-Ra, because it's not. I mean, it doesn't feel anything like She-Ra or Masters of the Universe or anything that preceded it.
No, and our daughter did pop in. We were watching it, and she would be the target audience of the show, and she's like, "It's okay." She's like, if it wasn't, she even said, she goes, if it wasn't She-Ra, it would probably be more okay. They call it She-Ra, and it's not She-Ra.
Yeah.
And this is our daughter.
And she's 11. That sets up the expectation, And she actually didn't even know. I didn't think she knew we were doing the She-Ra video. She had no idea we were doing that. She's like, wait, they redid,
Well, she did know. I showed her the pictures, but she didn't know. Yeah, we like, everybody's like, well, you just poisoned your daughter. We don't even tell her.
No, they don't even know what we do on YouTube. They have no idea.
And the thing is, like, about her being the right age. If your kids never watch She-Ra, if they're little kids and they never watch She-Ra, they probably would be okay with this, because it definitely runs young. No question, way younger than Steven Universe.
Yeah, that's what surprised me.
Steven Universe is adult compared to this.
Yeah, it's really juvenile. Like, it's not just like, haha, some jokes for the kids, but like, I mean, just like it's really juvenile.
But they're calling the horse horsey.
Yeah, and so many things in the show are like, I mean, it's hard to take it seriously at all. It's almost
but it's supposed to be deep. These are deeper characters than the original.
They're not.
They're so deep. They're so deep, damn it. They're deep, and they're real, and they're deep characters for the humor that runs along the lines of a first grader. But they're deep, damn it.
Annoying. The only character
they're all the same character.
Pretty much. The only character I actually quasi-like is Catra.
Yeah.
I'm like, because Catra, I mean, I think she's kind of saying what everybody else is thinking.
We are Catra.
We are Catra.
We are Catra, because we're just like, flat out, we know what's going on, we're calling it, and we are Catra. So there you go. Kiss my butt, we're Catra. Anyway,
we're on Team Catra, Team Horde. Yeah, I just it surprised me how juvenile the humor actually was. Like, I expected some LOL humor, but it was like the writing, the characters were very flat. Like you said, Steven Universe had deeper characters. I was actually kind of hooked on Steven Universe after the first episode or 2. I knew exactly what was going on. I knew the characters. This one, like, they just kind of throw you into it, and if you've never seen She-Ra and don't even know what's going on, there's no buildup of, like, what is the Horde? What, what's the rebellion?
Exposition
dump. A lot
about
of talking.
The Horde, and the Horde's bad, and Bo. Oh my God, Bo. Bo is, I can't. He's so annoying. And what makes me mad is that actor made the comments he made about the original Bo, and it's like, dude,
People
you
in
had no right.
Houses.
Yes,
People
exactly, dude. That's all I gotta say, because trust me. And then the animation. Okay, the backgrounds are pretty, but when they zoom in on them, they look like they were drawn with crayons. I mean, they're digital.
It's done digitally.
It is digitally, but even digitally, you expect smoother lines of this. And certain places, it looks like they actually they had to redraw like parts of it, so it looks like even more crude. It's just, but when they zoom in, you'll see if you watch, you'll see what I mean. It's like they zoom in, and it's like a Monet. It looks really good when you're far away, but when you zoom in, it's like, whoa, that looks like crap. And it's just, oh my god, it's
really like, okay, so I mean, we'll talk about the humor and the style, and then we'll talk a little bit about the plot. But yeah, artistically, it looks like a direct to DVD like Marvel. It's not, because we were excited originally. We were really excited when we heard that DreamWorks was doing She-Ra.
Until I read who was doing it.
Yeah, we were expecting Voltron level production qualities. We were expecting, and I think it was Studio Mir does Voltron, which is amazing. I mean, the animation for TV is amazing on Voltron. We expected that with She-Ra, and we're like, God, if they do a She-Ra in that style, it's going to be all kinds of kick-ass. No, just take the kick off. And that's basically what we're left with. It just doesn't.
It is just She-Ra name only.
It's She-Ra name only. Is. I mean, it is. It's. I mean, you always hear about fans of certain fandoms going on about the American Godzilla is Godzilla name only. Transformers is Transformers, and this definitely is She-Ra name only. There is, other than a couple of words here and there, the tone, the character personalities, it's not. She-Ra, it has no connection to the original She-Ra, no connection to the Masters of the Universe. Know that going into it. If you're going to watch this, just do not expect, your childhood to be relived. It's not going to happen.
I'll tell you what makes me the most angry is they keep going on about how deep these characters are, and they're all the same damn character.
Yeah,
the only one who seems really different is Catra, and they're really, it's really like juvenile. Like they have we saw the clip before with Bo and Glimmer. Hey Glimmer, it's like, hey you guys.
That is both throughout the entire. All he wants to do is like party
they have that one part of the episode. They go to one village, and then he's like about party, and she's like, well, they do have parties where you're from, right?
Like, oh my god, parties.
The big part of the episode is them talking about how she's never been to a party and how they're partying.
I thought they had Horde Prom later in the series.
Well, they do, but I'm saying at this point she hasn't had a party. So the whole the focus isn't on the village, and they're trying to show them how the people are good and how the Horde's bad. It's about how she's never been to a party and what a sheltered life she has. And Bo's like so upset that she's never been to a party before. Oh my god, girl! Like a party, you need to put that flower in your hair to accessorize.
I mean, yeah, he says that. He literally, okay, so as if it wasn't
literally, but close.
If it was, no, he does.
I'm
He's
paraphrasing.
Like, you just need something to tie it together. He says this. Freaking Bo says this. Now, as if it wasn't clear enough that Bo is your gay black best friend, this nails it. All he cares about is partying and accessorizing.
Oh, and then they're all your
about.
friends. He's immediately going to be friends with the door, even though she's a Horde soldier. He immediately wants to be her friend and talk to her. It's just, now I will say they did the whole thing with the Glimmer and the clip where she's passing out, she zaps the door. They do explain that a little better, and it does make sense. So I'll give them that.
It makes sense, yeah.
I'll give them that.
Yeah, Glimmer's powers have to be recharged.
And she keeps using it before that happens. So I will give them that. However, Glimmer does cry at least 2 times in episode 2. Because, that's all Glimmer does is cry. It's just, I can't. It hurts.
It's painful. Like, the characters are, they're the whole show, and I think maybe part of the problem is because the people running the show are very, very young and they have very limited life experience. But what they're pulling from is it just reeks of like.
Well, maybe that is deep for them.
Because it's super.
They reached down deep, and that's what they came up with.
This is what they came up with. Is like this is what they're concerned about is like partying and besties, and it's like every freaking. I mean, this is like. We talk about like millennial tropes, and we talked about the monopoly for millennials. This is an action cartoon for millennials. Like this is
not almost the type that the tropes are talking
right.
about.
And I'm not dissing all millennials, but just the trope. The trope. It's superficial. It's LOL humor. The characters are all virtually interchangeable. I feel nothing for Adore. There's no struggle, and she doesn't. And I'm still like, look, I get there's a powerful story here. Waiting for the right person to come along and exploit. Again, she was a brainwashed foot soldier for some, fascist regime, she would not be like, oh my god, a horsey, and I get to like eat cake at a party, and I got best friends. I'm just gonna flip to the other side now.
Right, and then even in the beginning
Like,
when she
come
is with
on.
the Horde, and she's like on a team of people, and they're supposed to be in training, right? You're talking about soldiers being in training, and one
They're
falls
the
down,
X-Men
and they're all like,
danger
"Oh
room.
my gosh, are you okay?" You know, and it's like this would happen, and then
He's like, sorry, bruh.
and then yeah, and
I'm
then
like, oh my god, did they not use the
and then
bra in the first 5
there's
minutes?
there's a robotic villain that they have to attack, and amazingly enough, as clumsy as the hell as she is with that damn sword, she can get a staff and kick its ass. And then when she needs to use a sword in these episodes, when she originally uses it, she has no problem lifting it up and doing what she's supposed to do.
Yeah, but then later we're gonna see, because they have the clip, that she's like
Clumsy
completely
and
awkward.
like, I suddenly don't know how to use a damn sword.
Yeah, it's just not a good
Isn't it
show.
like, the beginning, she's like using a kickboxing big punching bag, and then she's like, you know,
Brushing her teeth,
and then looking in the mirror and doing the finger guns,
pew
the
finger
pew
guns.
finger
Like,
guns.
every freaking trope they had within the first 5 minutes. They had the pew finger guns. They had the random humor. They had the calling the dude bruh in the danger room simulation. I mean,
He called him bro.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even.
yeah,
I was
like,
too busy like, oh
I was
my
like
God.
rolling my eyes. I'm like, oh my god. This is like a Tumblr fever dream. This is just, it's almost like a parody of She-Ra.
Well, I will give it that they did explain why Glimmer was tired, and it makes sense. And the one, another thing, why is it when Glimmer and Bo and even Adora have a bad guy or show up and they run into everybody, they just immediately start screaming at it? Not like, surprise screaming. Like, they literally stop and just start screaming at it.
They did. They were like just screaming, there's a horde trooper, scream at it and run
that
at
was their,
it.
That was their attack. Scream at it.
Like,
I was
you guys are resistance fighters.
And she's a horde.
Nobody-
Especially the Force captain now, because she's so talented and good.
You know why the Horde haven't taken over this planet? It's because their soldiers suck and your soldiers suck. Everybody apparently sucks at doing this war thing.
But
like,
it's so deep.
That's the thing too, like, I didn't even, again, we're gonna do nitpicks and we'll talk a little bit more about the plot, but like, I didn't even feel the scale, the sense of scale, okay? Even in the original She-Ra, even with the limitations in animation for the era, it still felt like there was a big struggle going on. This show feels small. It feels very small. You never get the scale
And
of...
the animation is not, so superior to the clunky 80s animation. It's just not.
It feels small. You never get a good feeling of what the stakes are. You never pull back. You're like, oh my god, look at the thousands of Horde troopers. Oh my god, look at, this... I mean, they show, these...
Oh, you mean depth?
Depth. They show the goat people
Literal
party
depth.
for a while, but you don't
The
feel
goat
it.
people.
You don't, the furries or whatever they are, you don't feel anything for them because you barely get a sense of scale of, other than they just like party. Like, there's no...
No, and the focus is all on her.
It's all on her and her reaction to, and they just like invite themselves to the party and eat all their damn food, and there's no, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no sense of scale. It's a very self-centered selfie. It's a selfie. She-Ra is a selfie.
Let's talk about synergy. I mean, Light Hope.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they have Light Hope in this, but they have her. She looks like Synergy. Both forms they had to show her. She looks like Synergy.
Yeah.
Like a bad version of Synergy.
In this version too, it's not magic. The technology it's just high tech. The sword is basically high tech. And Light Hope is a computer simulation.
But and you have to have all the little lines on a motherboard and stuff, so you understand.
So you understand
that she's a computer simulation. She looks like Synergy. She's purple. She's purple. Yeah, it's purple, and she looked like Synergy. She looked like Synergy.
Yeah, looked like Synergy.
A bad version of Synergy.
She didn't have the leggings though, and the sweat, the athletic wear.
But for all this depth, I'm not. I mean, now we've only 2 episodes in, but so far not seeing it.
If I had to grade, just coming into this blind, I'd be like, God, this is a stupid cartoon, and try. Again, we are. Well, we are. We're not the target audience, but in a way we are, because when you use the She-Ra brand, when you tie it in with Masters of the Universe and you tie it in with She-Ra,
there's certain expectations that come along with it.
And we grew up with that show. There are expectations, and again, it's very hard to get past the branding. I can't look at this cartoon objectively because I'm always going to compare it to everything that's been done with She-Ra before. But even then, like, I'm looking at the cartoons that are peers of She-Ra, like Steven Universe, and there's more depth in Steven Universe.
A lot more.
There's a lot more depth in Steven Universe.
And it's clear they clearly are taking a lot visually for Steven Universe too. It's very,
Yeah.
Very much so.
Like Steven Universe, I watched most of it. I think it's just the last season I kind of fell off because I got bored because the episodes come out so sporadically. But the acting's good, I think, for the most part. I think, and it's not the best thing ever, but I don't think objectively, I don't think Steven Universe is the worst thing ever either. I think it's okay. But there's more depth, we can take it for whatever, it's worth. There's more depth in Steven Universe. There's better acting in Steven Universe than there is in 2018 She-Ra.
Easily.
So.
I will say when they ran into each other, it was where they had a little battle between them, and that was actually that was like the best part of all of it, I think. After they stopped screaming at each other, just to yell, not to like say "stop you" or what. No, just literally looking at each other, going.
Because this is like
and then crying.
The trope. That's like is like it almost this feels like it was created by people who are like emotionally stunted. Like this is not how soldiers would act. Now I understand they won't make it too dark. It's supposed to be a kid show, but even the original She-Ra, people call out the stilted acting or the stilted animation or whatever.
Well, whatever problems it has, this has equally as,
if
or
not
more so.
This show
problems.
is going to age worse. This show is absolutely current year. 5 years from now, it's going to look absolutely ridiculous. It's going to look ridiculous. People are going to be like, "Oh my god, this show's like so 2018."
So I keep looking at Adora, and I keep thinking she looks just like Noelle Stevenson. She does.
Yeah, pretty much.
That face and everything, they made it look like Noelle Stevenson. And like, really, you couldn't be any more OC than this.
So I'm trying to gather the plot. So we watched 2 episodes. Basically, there's no indication that the Horde are doing anything bad. Adora and Catra are vying for. Well, they're not actually competing for anything.
Catra doesn't want. She just doesn't care.
Yeah, Catra doesn't care. Catra's a slacker. Adora, is an overachiever. Apparently, they go through a computer simulation. Adora's going to get to lead a raid. They're leaving her team out because they're too immature. They can't.
But Catra's mad at her now.
Yeah, and Catra's mad.
So Adora steals a
skiff or something like a hover skiff.
Because
that makes sense because she's a good trooper and
because she's got to make sure that Catra doesn't feel bad and Catra knows that she's still on her side. And they end up in the woods and all this. And then she has a dream about the sword. She thinks she sees it, but it must be a dream. And then she has to go back to the woods to find it again. And she runs into Glimmer and Bo and.
Again, none of this makes sense. If she was actually a conditioned soldier, 1, she wouldn't steal a skiff, and 2, she'd know. She'd know if she stole a skiff, they'd freaking hunt her down and kill her. I mean, come on.
Well, no, because she's
court-martial
brainwashed into knowing that they're the good guys. But they live in the fright zone, and she calls it the fright zone. But no, I live completely. It's innocuous, and we're all on the side of good in the fright zone.
With our mom Shadow Weaver, the dark sorceress, and
I can't really make fun of that too much because in the original she thought she was on the side of good in the fright zone too. So I'm not making fun. I just find it funny. But I'm waiting for the.
But she was at least competent in the original. She was. She's
not competent. No, they make her competent in some scenes and then incompetent in others.
I don't know.
There's like no consistency, and then the backgrounds, like I said, are pretty as long as you don't look at them too closely. I'm waiting for people to be like, well, I need to go watch all these. Of course we're going to watch these. We need some kind of entertainment to laugh at. But beyond that, it's like you're not allowed to not like it. Like, you're allowed to like it, but you're not allowed to not like it. Like, they are like, for all their comments about, well, if you don't like it, just don't watch it then. Just walk away. I'm like, you don't really want that either because people just don't care.
Yeah.
It's like the same with Star Wars.
Yeah, you need the hatred.
Love it or hate it, at least you care about it.
They're talking about it. They're going to check it out even if they hate it just to make fun of it.
Right. So you want people to watch it and they don't like it. But it's just, I'm so tired of being told, well, you're every bad person because you don't like it. But I'm not sitting here telling you can't like it. I just don't like it. That's my personal opinion. I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, objectively, if this did not have the She-Ra name attached to it,
I wouldn't even watch it.
I don't think anybody would care. I don't think they would. I think it would be like, oh, okay. Because there's nothing here, like Steven Universe at least had a pretty compelling, the characters were, pretty compelling, I guess. It was enough to bring people in at the beginning anyway. And it had a pretty interesting premise. And if this was just called like, Super Sword Princesses or something, nobody would give a shit. That's the truth. And, and it's hard to be objective because we're always going to look at it through the filter of, how does this stack up to the original? How does I
can tell you 100% certainty if it didn't have the She-Ra name on it, I wouldn't even look at it twice.
No, same here. When we watch a lot of animation, I'd be like, whatever.
It's not for me.
It's not, no, and it's not. And
but you put the name She-Ra on it, and She-Ra is for me.
So you
I'm
send a
allowed to
flare
give my
up.
opinion because you put She-Ra on it.
You send a flare up to Geeky by calling it She-Ra, which is one of her favorite things ever. But yeah, it's gonna disappoint old school fans. Absolutely, it's.
And stop saying it's so much deeper and
It's not.
because I mean
It's
we're
not.
only 2 episodes in, but so far, definitely not.
It is not deeper. It's actually, to me, it feels, at least with the original She-Ra, I think they were trying for depth. This one, I think, it's very superficial. It's just the characters, their interactions, it's very superficial. There's no nuance and emotion. There's no
Glimmer crying all the time.
Yeah, that's not depth. That's just she cries all the time is annoying. And I don't know. I mean, we'll see where it goes. But I mean, look, you're asking for us to be objective, and we're checking it out. And if it was good, if it was really good, I'd be like, God, guys, we're so wrong.
so.
We've done it before. Solo, we busted on Solo really hard, and then we actually saw it. And we're like, you know what, guys, it actually was pretty good. It wasn't
as bad as we thought.
No, it
wasn't
wasn't the best movie ever,
No.
but it wasn't the train wreck we thought it was going to be. And we said that. We got so much hate for that, for being like, oh my God, you sold out. It's like, no, we're like, look, we saw it. We're being honest.
From honest to ourselves. This so far, not liking it. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, especially when you put it up, side by side to other reboots like Voltron. Voltron, which, I think Voltron and DuckTales are examples of reboots done right. And when you've got, examples like that to compare this to, especially when Voltron comes from the same studio, it's like, guys, this just is not up to.
Well, where it ended with these episodes was that she is now she transformed to She-Ra, and that transformation sequence is just, I don't like it.
Lame.
First of all, it's copying Sailor Moon, and secondly, it just doesn't have. It's just the original She-Ra. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest thing ever, but it was pretty and it was awesome and it was sparkling. And you got that it was a magic sword. You got that it was what it was.
Right. And the freaking theme song.
And her boots are
the
fucking
music.
marshmallows.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. If you had meanings about those boots, then you took money for nothing because those boots are crap. Those boots are crap.
Kids 80s moon
That's what I keep
boots.
saying. They're like moon boots.
Yeah, they're moon boots.
They're marshmallows on her effing feet.
Yeah,
but
they're easy to draw.
And how it ended was she was there, and she basically that sequence that we showed before, where she comes out and she's all glowy, and the horde kind of retreats. Jesus comes out, and they retreat. And that's how, and she turns back to a door, and she's like, "Where am I going to go?" And they're like, "You're one of us now." That's kind of how it ends.
Oh my God, best friend squad.
That's how it ends. Best friend squad.
Literally says, "Oh my God, best friend squad." Does a little hand thing where he's like doing the excited hands, and then they walk off.
That is how
with Horsey.
With it's
to take Adora home to the.
And I don't know why they called Horsey because he said that's a horse, and now all of a sudden Horsey's name's Horsey.
They never called it. Bo called Horsey.
This is a show that's full of depth. Horsey.
Bo is. God, I just want to bitch slap him.
Yeah, he is.
Bo, when you want to slap a bitch, you find Bo. That's what he's there for, because he's already made it clear he's hero support.
He's not a princess, Very party. You tie it together. Best friend squad.
Like, sometimes you just want to slap a bitch, and that's what Bo's for.
And then what's up with all the anime, the big shiny anime eyes when they see stuff they like? They have these big anime eyes.
It's like, look, why does everybody...
anime. Stop insulting anime.
Why does everybody think that's what anime is? Have you actually watched action anime? Like, that's a totally different... Like, okay, yeah, they did that in Sailor Moon, but that was like, it was... those sequences were kind of few and far between. And even then, Sailor Moon always had a different tone than... She-Ra should have, if you're trying to go for this, the genocide and colonialism and junk. But yeah, it just, we're going to keep watching it. That's the initial first reaction. We'll do more shorter videos talking about the episodes as we go, but it's just not good. It's just not a good show.
So far. It's good if you're expecting juvenile, typical, obvious comedy, and not the depth they keep claiming they have.
No, it's a shallow show. Sorry, it's a shallow show.
It's very shallow. It's very shallow.
So subscribe to CLOWNFISH TV. We will do more episode reactions as we watch the show throughout the next couple days. We're gonna do more videos too besides She-Ra, and then after that we gotta find something else to talk about because it's been all.
We have lots of things to talk about.
We have lots of things,
stuff,
lots of things
stuff,
to talk about. So
comic stuff. We have lots of things.
Lots of things. So
we gotta talk about Pikachu, Detective Pikachu.
We'll have to talk about Detective Pikachu. Yeah, everybody's asking about that. So we'll talk about that in another video.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Okay, see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.